Yo, yo, yo. What up, peoples? Happy Sunday. Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time it is for you, man. Hope you guys are doing awesome. Hope you've had a good weekend so far. About to have another banger of a day, man. We've got the news, obviously. Hello, hola. What up, Gabs? What's going on, friendo? You're early, yo. You're usually here about 4 hours in, you know what I mean? 3 to 4 hours in, I feel. You know, but it's a pleasant surprise, don't get me wrong. Pleasant surprise. I know it's not morning for you anymore, really. You're just hitting afternoon time, right? It's Sunday, yeah, I know. Yeah. What up, Davey? What's going on, buddy? But yeah, I appreciate it, Gabs. Yeah, it's always good to see you. You're just not usually here like popping off. Yeah, it's like 1:30. Yeah. So you're not usually just popping off straight whenever we start, but it's a good surprise. Don't take it the wrong way. It's a good surprise. I enjoy it. It's good to see you, friendo. Has your weekend turned around a little bit? I know it started a little bit rough, but you know, is it been a bit better? So we're going to do the news, obviously, doing what we do every day. We'll start it off with video gaming news for September 17th, and then we will dive into day 4 of AK Axolotl, baby, yeah. It hasn't? Oh, man, what the crap, dude? Crappy weekend? That's not good. I'm sorry. Even worse news yesterday? What's going on? Oh, for real, Davey? Yo, you know what's crazy, bro? Embracer's actually shopping around Gearbox Studios right now. Did you hear me talk about that in the news the other day? Feel like today's going to be okay? Hey, my day's already started better. Getting to hang out with Davey and Gabs, you know what I'm saying? So, hopefully you'll have a better Sunday than the rest of your weekend's been, Gabs. I hope so. Yeah. So that's the jam, dude. Oh, you heard about it on YouTube last night? Yeah. Yeah, we touched on it a few days ago in the news, man. Yeah, so since we just brought it up, for anybody that's not privy to that fact, Embracer Group owns Gearbox Studios, which is the studio that makes the Borderlands series, as well as some other games. And but Borderlands is one of their more notable franchises, and Gearbox is actually shopping them around right now. So it's one of those deals where I think, you know, Embracer is struggling a bit right now. They were banking on a $2 billion deal to go through with Savvy Games Group, which, if you don't know who that is, Savvy Games Group is actually just the public investment fund from Prince Mohammed out of Saudi Arabia. It's basically Saudi Arabia's regime, their government. And they've been trying to divest and get into other fields of economy other than just oil, and gaming is a big one, right? And so they apparently had this $2 billion deal going down with Embracer. Well, between Embracer and Savvy Games Group, basically Saudi Arabia's government, if you will. That's basically what it is. And right before the deal went through, apparently Saudi Arabia backed out of it. And it really put Embracer in a bad spot. So Embracer is shopping around. Not only have they announced basically that they were going to have to make some changes. They shut down Volition first. One of the first big things they did was shut down Volition, which is the studio that makes Saints Row. That was like a 30-year-old studio. They originally were Parallax. Originally, they were like, I think Parallax was what their name was. They made like the Descent games, Red Faction games and stuff back in the day. And then more modernly, they became known as Volition. and had done Saints Row and all that stuff, and they are literally no longer a company. Embracer dissolved Volition, as they outright owned them as of like 2020 or 2021. Then with the whole Saudi Arabia fall through, or fallout, I mean, basically they started shopping around this past week, started shopping around Gearbox Studios, because they own them too. And I think it's just to see what they might be able to get out of them. It doesn't mean they're necessarily going to sell them for sure, but they want to see what they can get out of them, you know? So if somebody comes in with the right price, then Gearbox could quite potentially be changing hands, you know? So we'll see what happens. Oh, that sucks, Gabs. I'm sorry. Oh, that's weird. Jeez. I'm glad they're all right, but that's scary. Let's get in here, dude, since we've already started it off with the news. You know what I mean? It's what we do anyways. Let's just go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty, baby. Let's get in here. We'll just keep the music up, man, while we go through here and find our articles and everything for the day. And as I actually start diving into each individual article, I'll kill the news or kill the music. That way we don't have anything kind of detracting from what we're talking about. I've actually heard people enjoy Tiny Tina's Wonderland pretty well. I think that a lot of people knew what it was going to be about, which is like the changeover into more of a D&D themed kind of game, and a lot of people that I've talked to have really enjoyed it. Yeah. Yeah, Gabs. Yeah, it's good. It's good to see you, man. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I fell in love with Borderlands through Borderlands 1 and 2. I haven't played the third one yet. I played a good chunk of the pre-sequel, and I just wasn't thrilled with it. I fell in love with Borderlands. Borderlands 1 was awesome. Borderlands 2 was an absolute banger. I've heard Borderlands 3 is fine. It's okay, but it's nothing spectacular, but it's a fun enough experience, I guess, is what I've gathered. From the people I've talked to about Tiny Tina's Wonderland, most people have enjoyed it quite well. Yeah. So I haven't heard a lot of people say that they haven't liked it very much. So that's something new to me, man. No replayability? Interesting. Huh. I wasn't ever anybody that really got into the replayability aspect of Borderlands anyways, though. So... But there is something to be said for at least having the ability, giving the consumer the option of replayability in the development of the game. I do very much look for that from the side of the developer in the games. You know what I mean? So I respect that fact that there are going to be people turned off about that not being there if that's the case, you know. There are 4 DLCs for Tiny Tina's Wonderland, dude? Are you for reals? I didn't know that. That is gross. They all cost? Oh my god. Very negative. Very negative. Very negative. Very negative. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a big flipping racket, isn't it? Jesus. Yeah, on Steam, they're $10 each. They're all reviewed very negative, dude. Every single one of them. If you want to look at that here. Gotta love it, dude. I mean, let me say this. Let me say this. I've really enjoyed the Borderlands early the early games in the Borderlands series. But let me just point something out here. Their publisher is 2K, who I dislike very much. Oh, okay, Gabs. Yeah. No worries. I'm glad your grandparents are okay. I am not a fan of 2K. And I'm not really a fan of Embracer either, who is the company that owns Gearbox. So I think that Gearbox themselves makes quality games. They have for a long time. I think that the Borderlands games are solid. But the fact that 2K is their publisher and they're owned by Embracer just basically is going to make me a little bit sus about anything they make anymore, you know? Just because they are in cahoots with both of those companies. Yeah, that's really gross, dude. $10, and apparently they're pretty bad. I didn't even know they had DLC for this like that, dude. That's pretty disgusting. That's a huge turnoff, dude. That's that stuff we talk about all the time, dude. You know what I mean? There's no way they should have charged for this stuff. If anything, it should have all been one piece of DLC for probably $10. All of these should have been put together. If that's the amount of time you get out of them or whatever. It's really like a 40 minutes worth of DLC right there. Maybe $10, dude. Maybe, depending on what is actually all included in that kind of DLC. You know what I mean? Probably should have just been part of the base game, to be honest. Yo, 1 second. All right, my bad. Yeah, it's thanks for letting me know, dude. I had no idea. It's pretty gross. Pretty gross, bro. How'd work go yesterday, dude? Okay, let's start pulling up these articles. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. 7 games confirmed for Game Pass in October so far. If you like inventory grids, they've made an action roguelike specifically for you. What? Looks like the Far Cry series is really cheap right now. We'll take a peek at that also. Here. Work was okay, word. Yo! Titanfall 2 has fully working multiplayer again. No way, dude. Insane. Yo, that's great. You know, this is where the game Apex comes from, right? This universe. Apex Legends came from the Titanfall universe. Let's turn that music down just a tad bit. There we go. An unprecedented Destiny glitch is letting players craft game-breaking Frankenguns like machine gun grenade. What? Nice. Yo, sick. This is great. World's biggest mod site bans pronoun removing Starfield mod. We stand for diversity and inclusion. That's fantastic, dude. Yeah, get wrecked. For all those people out there that are bigots and want to persecute people, get wrecked. Yo, 6 million people played Ghostwire Tokyo. Nice. Good. I'm not going to pull this article up really, but what you need to know about Ghostwire Tokyo is that it was made by Tango. Tango is the same developer of most recently and notable Hi-Fi Rush. Okay? Now, before Hi-Fi Rush, Tango had really become known for horror games. The reason I fell in love with Tango was because of Evil Within 1 and 2. And then they made Ghostwire Tokyo. Excuse me. Which I didn't play, but was apparently solid. I don't think it blew a lot of people away, but it was pretty solid. And then Hi-Fi Rush was just something out of the blue, shadow dropped, $30 price point, AAA game. Amazing, something totally out of the realm of anything that we had ever seen from Tango. And they absolutely just did a fantastic job on Hi-Fi Rush. So, you know, I think that if in the world we live in right now of scummy, terrible, you know, the industry is just riddled with these studios that do terrible stuff to us as the consumer all the time. Tango is one of those bright spots, you know what I mean? Okay, Caps. Okay, yeah. It's good to see you, friendo. Yeah. Come back. Come hang out with us, yeah. So, I would say that if you've ever played any of Tango's games and you've enjoyed them, go try some of their other ones out if they're in those genres that you enjoy. Highly recommend. Tango deserves it. They absolutely deserve people to be checking out more of their content and getting to enjoy the quality content and performing products that they bring to the table on the constant, dude, as a AAA development studio. This is always the issue with like doing hardcore stuff in games. It's like sorry, I got the yawns this morning. Usually if a game's been out for a long time like World of Warcraft, you don't run into as many issues like this that can ruin a hardcore run. Hardcore in the meaning of like, if you die, you're dead. That character's done. You cannot play them anymore. That is completely gone. A lot of games do this. Path of Exile, Diablo, all those games, right? And usually the longer a game is out, the less risk you run of having some weird bug or glitch or something destroy your character that's unexpected. But It happens all the time, and it is a terrible way to make you feel like you've just been cheated out of a lot of invested hours on a game. It feels really bad when it happens. You spent like 20 to 30 hours, even maybe more quite often, where you're building up a character, you've survived, you've kept them alive, and you're progressing, and you're pushing in game and stuff, and then all of a sudden some kind of weird glitch or bug comes up and it kills your character, and it feels like it's just like a soul crushing experience, man. And you go, because there's literally nothing you could have done in a lot of those situations. It was just a weird game bug or glitch or whatever, and it just feels so bad. Steam sale discounts $500 worth of games for $25. Nice. Yo, Vault, what it do, bro? What's up, buddy? Happy Sunday, dude. New Xbox One and Series X game is free for a limited time. Let's see what this is. We might have already talked about this. Hold on. Yep, I've already talked about this. If you're interested, go take a look. You can get this for free right now. It's very rare you get free console games, so go take a look. I've already hit on it on our past two video gaming news segments. I'm not going to take time to dive back into it again. But it's linked right there in chat if you need it, okay? Unicorn Overlord. Dude, I cannot wait for Unicorn Overlord. I'm so flippin' stoked about that game. Thulu Dark Providence announced. Let's see what this is. Anything with Thulu in it's got to be good, right? Right, guys? Right, guys? What was that? Switch sale featuring fan favorite horror game for $1.50. Is this going to be Inside or Limbo? Sagebrush, huh? Oh, interesting. Okay. Love me some Thulu, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Game Pass game removes controversial content before release. Let's see what this is. NeoWiz. Wait. Why do I know that name? Oh, this is Lies of P. Oh, we've talked about this. This is going to be Lies of P. Basically, I know exactly what this is. Okay, I'm not gonna take time to go. We've already talked about this. Lies of P had originally had some like banners in the game and like signs in the game and stuff that said APAB, and it stood for All Puppets Are Bastards. And it was a play on the whole, like, you know, modern social trends of bringing back what was actually something way back in the early 1900s, I think. Late 1800s, early 1900s, something like that. The saying of ACAB, right? All cops are bastards. That is not something that was made modernly. That is something that was developed a long time ago. A lot of people don't, I think, know that. It was just lost in history. You know what I mean? And it got brought back nowadays because of all the social issues with authority and everything. And so it wasn't a cab in the game. It was contorted to be a pab. All puppets are bastards. So I thought it was really funny. But basically what they did was they took it out of the game because they didn't want to make anybody feel slighted that might want to enjoy their game, like any authority figure, anybody that works for, in an official capacity as law enforcement or anything like that, so they just took it out of the game. And I understand that. And look, let me be fair, dude. I don't think that all cops are bastards or anything. I think there are good people out there doing solid work as law enforcement all over the world. Are there bad ones? Absolutely. That's with any profession, though. The problem is when you talk about professions where people get a lot of power to use over other individuals, it turns into an issue where it goes to people's heads, and it seems like people can't help but use it for bad quite often. You know what I mean? And I think that that's the issue we see, where we're starting to like get into this realm of people are becoming more educated on their rights. Everybody's recording everything nowadays, and people are getting called out and caught for using their power for bad, which is why the whole all cops are bastards thing has become such a prominent thing to refer to, now in society, right? But they basically just removed it. They didn't want to offend anybody. They wanted everybody to feel like they could play the game and not be offended and stuff. So we'd already talked about that. But yeah, that's kind of what happened there. Marvel Spider-Man 2 length revealed? Okay. New Star Trek game announced? Okay. Cyberpunk has a new free download ahead of Phantom Liberty. This is probably on GOG. They usually give it... So GOG is owned by CDPR, and they will give away, like, Witcher-themed packages, Cyberpunk-themed packages, and stuff like that, where it's like wallpapers and, sometimes some music and stuff like that on their platform. And that's probably what that is. But I'll pull it up and we'll talk about it. Yeah. Marvel's Avengers is only $4 before it's delisted forever. The game should probably be free. Let's be fair, okay? That game's been a piece of crap forever since its release. So, get wrecked. Wasn't that Crystal Dynamics, dude? Marvel's Avengers. Crystal Dynamics, right? They should pay us to play it. Yeah, bro. Yeah, Crystal Dynamics. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, this was a pretty bad. We knew this game was going to be shutting down come this month and everything. We found that out about half a year ago. And so, I don't know. I mean, if you want to play it, play. I mean, who am I to tell you not to? But, I think this is the deal. Most of what has been the case for this game the entire time was a sentiment of a very repetitive style of gameplay and a really, really, really scummy incorporation of like microtransactions in this game that just really ruined it for anybody that wanted to be a part of it. That's the gist of what I've understood about that game. And so it died real fast. Oh, this copy's so good. An ocean cleanup game is finally getting a release date. Okay, let's look at our other search real quick. See if there's anything else we've missed. Unity is so done. Actually, this is like the first day in about the past 4 days that we haven't just been riddled with Unity stuff in the news searches. And I mean, appropriately, rightfully so. It's a really, really gross thing that Unity's done. I think Unity's going to die off now. I really do. Or they're going to become very, very, very small. Which, and I mean, let's be fair. I mean, it's unfortunate because there needs to be competition out there, you know? There needs to be competition. And, all this is going to do is get rid of where a lot of people felt comfortable being, creating games on an engine. A lot of developers. And so most of them are going to move over to probably Unreal Engine. Let's be fair. Unreal Engine 5 is now probably going to take most of that. You know what I mean? And so you never want to see everybody, you know. Yeah, exactly, Vault. Yeah. Yeah. So you know, it's always a scary situation. I think that you need that competition. You know, I mean, when whatever part of the industry, whether it be the gaming industry or any other industry for that matter, competition is good because it elevates, you know, businesses wanting to do better than their competitors, to bring in more business, more consumers, and make quality products and things like that. And I think with the Unity doing what they've done, everybody's just going to go be on Unreal Engine now. I mean, let's be fair, dude. I think that Unreal Engine was already really looking like a solid place to be for a lot of developers. And now that Unity has shown their true colors, I think that, you know, it's kind of a no-brainer that everybody's just going to be going over to Unreal Engine and being like, all right, well, looks like this is where the party's at, you know? But it's a scary situation too, to have all these developers on one single engine moving forward too. In some ways it'll be nice. On other ways it'll be very scary because there's no competition. So what happens if, you know, they decide to do the same thing with the, you know, the Unreal Engine kind of subscriptions and stuff, or in the future or whatever? Then what? I don't know. It's a bad situation. We need to see, let's do this real quick. Let's get Metacritic up here. We're gonna look up a few different games here. There's one I wanted to look at, Lies of P. Let's look up Mortal Kombat 1 as well. What was the other one I want to see? Sea of Stars. Yeah. 88, dude. No, I haven't. Is it awesome? I bet it's terrible, dude. I bet it's terrible. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Look, dude. Look, man. You guys know how long I've been talking about Nintendo needing an upgrade, right? That's why. To be fair, most of Nintendo's types of games, they can still make look decent on that hardware. But everything I see still looks dated, man. You know what I mean? I've seen it for years now, where I'm like, why are they dragging out this platform, dude? They need something new. That platform that hardware was underpowered in the first place, and they've really tried to stretch that flipping hardware out. And I don't know. I mean, it's the same thing. Like, go look at what they had to do with the Witcher 3 port. You know what I mean? I couldn't believe when they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna put the Witcher 3 on the Switch." I was like, "What? Squeeze me? What? Excuse me? What? You're putting the Witcher 3 on the Switch?" Go look at the side-by-side comparisons. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, okay, cool. I guess at least people will get to experience like the content that game has to offer, you know. But good night. The difference is day and night, dude, between other versions of that game, whether it be like modern consoles, you know what I mean, like PS5, Xbox Series X or something like that, and PC, as opposed to what it looks like on Switch. I can only imagine that's what Mortal Kombat looks like too. Yeah. I don't even need to see it, dude, because I just knew it would be bad, you know. Not just that, but dude, you're talking about 30 frame lock rate, you know. There's no way that game plays at above 30 frames. There's no way Mortal Kombat 1 plays on the Switch above 30 frames, dude. No flipping way. In any kind of fighting game, action melee game, shooter, anything like that, you do not want to be playing a game like that at 30 frames. No way. Does it look like it probably looks like original Mortal Kombat on the Switch? The brand new Mortal Kombat 1 probably looks like the original Mortal Kombat 1, dude. It probably looks that bad. Oh god dang, dude. We'll look at all these reviews. Liza P, I think, is turning out to be pretty solid, which is great, dude. I'm psyched about that. Yo, Black Apple, what's going on? Happy Sunday, friendo. How you doing? Yeah, we talked about this yesterday. Payday 3 got rid of their de novo incorporation ahead of their release coming up, which is great, I feel. As opposed to what usually happens, you know what I mean? Usually what will happen is like a game will be getting ready to release, and then like a week ahead of time they'll be like, oh yeah, by the way, consumers, we're bringing in de novo. Everybody's like, what the crap, dude? Like banging tables, you know? It's like, you buttholes, dude. I already pre-ordered this thing. You know? It's like, you guys are asshats. You know, developers do that kind of crap to us all the time. And they do it because they know that people will be pissed off about it, you know? But Starbreeze actually did the opposite here. You know, good. I'm love to hear it, Black Apple. That's great. Starbreeze is doing like the opposite. They had announced a while back they were doing the de novo stuff, and then like right before launch they got rid of it. So, you know, that's pretty dope. Because I'm playing this, dude. I'm playing Payday 3 come the 21st. That's when this game releases, and I'm gonna be playing it. I loved Payday 2. I didn't play it forever, you know. I played it for an amount of time on its release back in the day, or a little bit after its release. And I really love Payday 2. I think it's a great, fun game to play with friends. Getting to just heist all the time and be real strategic about the way you do your heists, and getting to upgrade characters and, you know, weapons and things and stuff. It's a fun time, dude. They do a lot of cool holiday events and stuff too, so you can get like limited time masks, like Krampus masks, or you know, jack-o'-lantern masks, stuff like that, you know, during Halloween stuff. It's really cool, dude. So I'm looking forward to it. And what'll be nice is that because the game is releasing in September, there will probably be a Halloween event towards the end of October. And I'll probably try to hop in there and play a little bit of it during Scaretober. I won't be able to help myself, probably. All right, let's get into these articles, man. I'll go ahead and kill the tunes. Cool. Let's do this. Absolutely adorable ocean cleanup game finally gets a release date, and I can't wait to have an alternative to Power Wash Simulator. Not will have me cleaning up all the critters. This adorable ocean cleanup game, which I've been watching for a while, has finally got a release date, and I can't wait to care for all the critters. On September 16th, that was yesterday, aka World Cleanup Day, Not developer Moon Lagoon and publisher Secret Mode announced when we can finally get our hands on the satisfying indie. You may recognize this as it regularly appears as the Wholesome Direct Showcases. At the Wholesome Direct Showcases, excuse me. We highlighted it earlier this year. In honor of World Cleanup Day, Secret Mode has announced we can finally play Little Knot on November 16th. Okay, so a couple months now. Via Steam. Along with this announcement, we also got a new trailer for the game that once again introduces us to Gup 14, the planet we will explore, and more of the adorable little Loddles that need cleaning up and caring for after an evil mega corporation destroyed their habitat.
Loddles. They're the cutest creatures in the universe. But their home, GUP-14, has been abandoned by an evil megacorporation, leaving their gorgeous planet polluted. This November, you will be recruited as a Loddlenaut to save their home planet. You'll clean up icky goo and floating debris.
Yo, Ferret, I've got some Destiny 2 news up. What's up, buddy?
Lush ecosystems. Your job as a Loddlenaut
Your
doesn't
birthday,
end there.
Black Apple?
Clean up the planet,
Would it be something like that?
Care for,
maybe,
and love the gorgeous Loddles. Do you have what it takes to be a Loddlenaut? Wishlist on Steam today.
Cool. Alongside this trailer, Secret Mode has also released a beach cleanup video, which, alongside the marine charity Well and Dolphin Conservation, sees a number of game developers working to clean litter and plastic from Brighton Beach in the UK. Loddlenaut looks like it'll be an incredibly serene experience. As a Loddlenaut, players will need to clean up pollution from the ocean floor using a variety of high-tech underwater tools and rescue the little Loddles along the way. Once rescued, it's now your job to care for the little guys as they need feeding and naming and will eventually evolve into different species of Loddle. Oh, yeah. Smart's birthday, word. Yeah, right on. Yep, that's absolutely what it is, Ferret. I kind of figured you already would have an idea of what it was about. Yeah. I already had yours, Black Apple. Word. Marvel Spider-Man 2 length revealed. Pretty reasonable, it seems. Let's just get to it. Okay, look, okay, so they say even outside of what we already know, it feels like a lot of video games are getting longer and longer. Sometimes with very unnecessary padding to stretch things out a bit. It depends. There are some developers that are very good at balancing this, and there are some that are very bad at it. Okay, Ferret. Sorry, buddy. Well, I hope you start feeling better, dude. Yeah. All right, man. That sucks, dude. Gonna be having a party for? Nice. Nice, like Halloween birthday party vibes. That's dope. Yeah, I'm getting ready to start getting my outfit going for for Halloween, you know. Yeah. So the here's the deal. There are and I actually talked about this recently, like this sentiment right here. I talked about this recently about Starfield and really about Bethesda. I feel like Bethesda does a pretty solid job. They're one of those companies I think has always done a pretty pretty good job of balancing how to appeal to different types of game players with content and how long a game is or can be. Okay, let's say both those things. Yeah, Alunico. Yeah, I was actually going to bring that up too, so I'll get there. What's up, buddy? Happy Sunday, man. So, there are different ways to take a look at this, and I'm definitely one of those video game enthusiasts, like many of us, and you know, a consumer where I'm always looking at, especially a AAA game. A AAA game that, you know, we know that price point is like $70 US nowadays, right? And am I going to be getting my money's worth out of that? I think that's a question that we should be asking ourselves, right? Are you getting your money's worth? And what that means for each individual person respectively is going to be a little bit different. But I will say this. If you're going and spending $60 to $70 on a AAA game and you're only getting 15 hours of gameplay, I feel like that is not even close to being worth, right? And I agree, Alunico, same thing. 15, 20 hours? No. No way, dude. You know? And but on the flip side, like Alunico just brought up, is there's something to be said for balancing a large world and making a game feel like it's completable in a respectable amount of time and not like never ending, like AC Valhalla was, right? AC Valhalla is a game that felt like, to many people, you could just never finish it. It was just filled with crap, filled with stuff that it was just never ending. And that's why, after all the criticism and feedback on that front, not that AC Valhalla was necessarily a bad game, but a lot of worlds have done that with the whole premise of technology, the evolution of technology and the evolution of gaming, and this like aim towards making big open world sandbox environments and stuff. A lot of developers have gone, oh, just make the world big. It's not that simple, right? The world needs to be big and engaging all the way through, right? It can't be big and empty. It also doesn't need to be just never ending with things that don't make you feel like you're progressing towards an end game, right? And that's one of the things that I think Bethesda, which, and I'm bringing them up as an example because of Starfield is currently something that just released. They're, you know, but they're a good example of, I think, a company that has always done a good balance of giving different types of game players the option of playing games towards their preference, right? Because look, let's be honest. There are different types of gamers that there are a lot of gamers that are kind of time crunched for the amount of time they can spend on certain games. There are certain gamers that just want the main quest line. They don't care about spending an absorbent amount of time doing kind of offshoot stuff that, in the grand scheme of things, doesn't really matter to them. They just want the meat of the experience, right? And then there are people like me who want the completionist experience. Yeah, I am going to go really search out most of the side content before I ever dive into the main storyline stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm going to be going for that very long playthrough almost every single time. And now that's where I think like Bethesda, it does a pretty good job of, most of the games they've come out with, you're going to get 30 to 40 hours main storyline content. So you can complete their games in a 30 to 40 hour sit down of just pushing main story. And it gives those people that either don't have time because their life is just too busy to invest in all the side stuff, right? To complete the game in a respectable amount of time where they still feel like they're getting their money's worth, right? Or for those people that just want to, you know, they don't care about the side content, same thing. Or people like me absolutely have a ton of additional stuff where they normally feel pretty engaged with fun stuff to do, good characters, good narrative. You know what I mean? To continue to invest in and have fun with, where the open world doesn't feel dull and bleak and boring. You can continue to go out and explore and do side quests and search for things and have fun with that until you're ready to actually push that main storyline. And it's definitely something that is not easy for a lot of developers to navigate and really nail down and get right, I think. Bethesda's done it for a long time. And so, for them to state that, I know that was like a long explanation there, you know? Feels like a lot of video games are getting longer and longer. Some of them are getting longer and longer. Like Alunico stated with AC Valhalla, it was stupidly long for no reason. There was just no reason behind it being like that, right? And then there are other games that come out that are not long enough. You're not getting your money's worth, and that feels bad. And then let me point out something else. Games filled with fluff. And I'm gonna bring up a game, and there are gonna be people that might disagree with this notion, okay? A game like Final Fantasy 16, okay? Final Fantasy 16, and I've talked about this. I think that game was a well-developed game, okay? I haven't played it. And I haven't played it because I don't feel like it's a traditional Final Fantasy game. I think that there are certain things about that game they removed a lot of the core things, elements, RPG elements that traditionally make a Final Fantasy game a Final Fantasy game. That's why I won't play it. But what I will tell you is that when you talk about a game being lengthwise appropriate, or too short or too long, or filled with fluff content, that game main storyline is what, 35 to 40 hours long? But Final Fantasy 16's main storyline is 35 to 40 hours long, but you're watching 17 to 18 hours of cinematics in that main storyline. So to me, that's fluff. Don't get me wrong. There's something to be said for good cinematics in a game every once in a while. A nice cutscene to bring you that immersion. You know what I mean? Let you sit back for a moment, take some stuff in, get some of that lore or whatever. You know what I mean? But I'm sorry, man. I'm not playing a game to watch 18 hours of video footage, of cinematics. To me, that feels like filler. That doesn't feel like video game. And that's one of the other things that turned me off about Final Fantasy 16. So there are different ways to address it. I think that there are good ways that developers do it, and then there are bad ways that developers have done it as well, right? But it's not just that games are getting longer and longer. Some are longer, some are shorter. Some are longer because of bad filler. Some are just way too short for too much money. And I think everybody's going to feel a little bit different respectively about that kind of stuff. But I think the best thing a developer can do is make the game to where you can get the main gist of it done in a good amount of time, where you feel like you're getting your money's worth, and then have a lot of additional stuff that you can do if you want to continue to pursue that still feels really engaging and fun. You know what I mean? And interesting all the way throughout. Excuse me. Let's see this. Looks like it's going to be comparable to the first game's length, Spider-Man 2. Okay. Comparable to Spider-Man 1. It's not like we've doubled the size of the game. We want to do what is right for the vision. The time and attention you need to create that experience and also take care of our team. It's not a 200-hour game. I would have a lot less hair if it was a 200-hour game. Davey. Yeah, I enjoyed. I'll say this about The Witcher 3, Alunico. Witcher 3 had a great. I did every single side quest I came across. I did all the main quest stuff I came across. I did all the. I did that for both. I did the main game. I did Blood and Wine. I did Heart of Stone. But the stuff that I did not care to do was go pursue all the stupid world icons because those were very repetitive. So there's something to be said for that. All those world icons, going and like searching all those world icons out in The Witcher 3, it was all the same thing. There was like a few different things that were all the same. And it was like, it's a monster's nest. It's a bandit camp. It's a troll cave. Or whatever. You know what I mean? What up, Gabs? And so that side of the world exploration, I was like, I am not flipping doing this. You know? So Witcher 3 had good, and Witcher 3 had stuff that felt like filler to me too. They're saying Spider-Man 2 could probably expect the main story to take about 15 to 20 hours to finish. Pretty reasonable length. Be interesting to see if Insomniac can bring satisfying resolutions to all of its stories. All right. So AAA price tag, 15 to 20 hours to finish the main storyline of the game. I would like to see that be a little bit longer, I'll be honest. For a game being hyped up like this, we're just talking news. We're just talking video games. You know what I mean? I'm drinking coffee, expressing opinions, not talking crap about you while you aren't here, that's for sure. But I know there will be a lot of side content too, but I do feel like in a big promoted AAA game like this, I would rather see the main storyline be something close to like 30 hours at least, you know? Exactly, Gabs. Exactly why I couldn't, you know? Yeah. So, I don't know. I know there will be a lot of side content in this game and everything too, but new Star Trek game announced. WizKids will be releasing a new Star Trek space skirmish game. They've announced Star Trek Into the Unknown, a new tactical fleet game featuring miniature versions of various starships. The new game will launch in 2024. What was up, Blank? Oh, you were saying Samara's phone stopped working? Hold on. Gonna try and get on her laptop. Oh, cool, Black Apple. Yeah, sorry, I missed that. Nice, guys. It's going to launch next year, feature ships designed to scale so that larger ships like the USS Enterprise will tower over smaller ships. Players will be able to equip their ships with different commanders, give ships unique abilities. Core set for the game will feature Federation and Dominion fleets, including a Galaxy-class starship, Constellation-class starship, Defiant-class starship, and Jim Hader battle cruiser. Sorry, I'm not a Star Trek guy. 2 Jim Hader fighters. For reference, the Galaxy-class Enterprise is 6 inches long. Kappa. And sits on 2 bases. Kappa, dude. What? Yeah, it does. Bro, what? While Star Trek Into the Unknown is a skirmish game, there will be multiple ways to play, including narrative arcs that include a campaign mode and individual incident missions. This keeps in line with Star Trek's general theme, which balances spaceship battles with more nuanced missions and objectives that don't often end with the destruction of a starship. WizKids has released the Star Trek ship-focused games, including Attack Wing and Frontiers. Both of those games solely feature flagship-sized ships, while Into the Unknown mixes both large craft and smaller shuttles and starships. Why do you think, dude? All right, dude. You need more out of this. They wrote that way on purpose, dude. There's no way they didn't. That's flipping funny, dude. Oh, Jesus. Cyberpunk has a new free download ahead of Phantom Liberty. New download in anticipation of the Phantom Liberty expansion and update 2.0 to the base game. Unfortunately, if you're on console, so PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series S or X, the free download has not been made available to you. It's exclusive to GOG. Like I said before, that's probably what it would be because CDPR owns GOG, okay? Further, if this is the second time it has been made available, you may have already downloaded it, all right? Free download in question is the Cyberpunk 2077 and Phantom Liberty Goodies Collection. They do the same thing again. They do the same thing with like The Witcher every once in a while, stuff like that. The game series that they develop themselves in-house, they'll make like these collections available where you can get like backgrounds, some like music from the OST. I mean, all kinds of different stuff. You know what I mean? Wallpapers, visual graphics, screenshots, concept art, posters. It's all digital stuff, but still book arts, concept wallpapers. And all this can be obtained on GOG. If you don't know what GOG is, I'll pull it up real quick. I don't know if it'll show it on here right now. When are they saying this is available? Free to download, though, for how long? It's not clear. Let's see here. Yeah, right here. Time limited free goodies. See this? So this is their desktop platform, but I'll link that site for you, and you can just grab it there. It'll take you to their website. Same thing. It's just their storefront from their website, and you can get it on there. But you'll just add it to your cart. You're gonna have to make an account and everything, but you'll get all that content. Okay, but I mean, it's not the game. It's no games or anything like that. But it's just like wallpapers and stuff, which is cool. They'll do it for The Witcher every once in a while, stuff like that. Okay. Here. So there's the link right down here, free to download. So you should be able to grab it there. All right. Psych, what up, dog? Yeah, lurk away, brother. Cthulhu Dark Providence announced. Come On Games is expanding its line of Cthulhu-themed games. They've announced Dark Providence, a new game that re-implements the classic A Study in Emerald board game that was originally published in 2013. The game will be set in the same world as Death May Die, a cooperative strategy game also published by Come On. The designers will bring in historical characters for Dark Providence with Wyatt Earp, Nikola Tesla, and gangster Arnold Rothstein all mentioned as appearing in the new game. It's a team-based game where players work to either support or resist the ruling Old Ones by drafting cards and building a deck to help control various cities. While players are all competing against each other to some extent, a player can only win if their faction ultimately succeeds in one of several victory conditions. The player with the best score among the winning team ultimately wins the game. Therefore, players have to determine who is on their side and pursue cooperative goals while also trying to be the dominant player. It will feature solo and two-player modes, which weren't present in the original game. Is this the announcement? All right, I don't know. I'll let you watch that if you want. It's like 7 minutes long though, so. Psych! Psych's here, peoples. Watch out, Banhammer's here. Nintendo Switch Sale features a fan favorite horror game. So the Nintendo eShop has discounted well over 100 games below the price point of $2. Most of the deals are for shovelware games not worth a cent, let alone $1 or $2. There are a few games featured that are worth the time and money. A fan favorite horror game is one of those. Sagebrush. It currently has an approval rating of 95% on Steam. It's inspired by real-world cults. Sagebrush is a first-person narrative-driven adventure game which thrusts players into the role of a truth seeker who must investigate the tragic circumstances of the Perfect Heaven cult's mass suicide. We've seen this before. It was a while back, though. Set in New Mexico, players explore Black Sage Ranch, the former home of Father James, the revered prophet of the Perfect Heaven cult, in order to uncover the truth. Yo, you know what I got last night? I finally, dude, I had been catching so many flipping Ghastlies. I had over 100 Ghastly candies because I'm a big fan of Haunter and Gengar too, but I love Haunter. And I had never gotten a 3-star. And last time, I've already caught like 2 or 3. I think I caught 3 Haunters too. And last night, before I fell asleep, one popped up. I checked Pokemon Go before I fell asleep, and one popped up, and it was like almost a perfect 3-star. It was way up there, and I caught it. Oh, nice. Nice. So I caught it, and I immediately evolved it. So I've got a Gengar now as my my buddy. I'm walking around with a big old Gengar now. Yeah. So now I just need a bunch of candy to upgrade him, and then I'm gonna Mega Evolve him. I love Haunter and Gengar, dude. Go look at my profile, you'll see him. Oh, yeah. Cool, Sagebrush. Yeah, we've seen that once before a while back. Rainbow launch trailer. Oh, Runbow, excuse me. Other dirt cheap games under $2. Runbow. Crazy color-based platformer you've been waiting for. Changes color with each swipe of the background. You have to stay on your toes as platform and obstacles disappear. What is this? I haven't seen this.
Rated everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always cool. Okay. Oh, nice, dude. That's awesome. GG's. Inner World trailer. Let's see what this is.
What else can be said about the adventure genre the famous game designer Friedrich Nietzsche hasn't mentioned already? Nothing. Nevertheless, I'd like to introduce you to the Inner World. Join
I'm flipping
Robert,
hungry.
the extremely cuddly main character, and set out on an epic journey exploring a world which couldn't be
His
more
hair's getting
round.
long.
But who is Robert? Where will Robert go? And why in the world,
dude,
Robert?
My uncle sent me a book out of nowhere last night.
You'll meet folks who not only are able to talk,
I'll have to show
they
you guys.
even have facial expressions. Adventure experts among you may have already guessed the whole schmear is made in excellent, hand-drawn, non-stereoscopic 2D. The game length is about 6 to 8 hours. With a probability of precipitation of 60%.
Dude, I think books are awesome. I'm just not an avid reader, you know what I mean?
Firing more game hints at you than the number of Let's Play videos you can find on the net. Belittlement.
Besides reading video game news articles,
is one of the most effective instruments of the adventure genre. Adventures offer the great possibility to deal with topics like dictatorship, theft, or murder in a refreshingly unbiased way. Just try
after this
it
is
out
over, I'll show you.
All right. In short,
it's on GOG too. Well, this is being promoted for like a cheap game on the Switch right now. All 3 of these are. So if you need this. If you're looking for some cheap games, any of those looked good. There you go. Check this out. My uncle sent me this. I'm a big fan of the Doors, dude. Can you not read it? Jim Morrison was the lead singer of the Doors. If you don't know, the Doors was an old classic rock band. He was like one of the first real like musicians to like live that like rock star lifestyle. Yeah, Jim Morrison was a madman. He was wild, dude. Wild. So yeah, I've been a fan of the Doors and Jim Morrison for a long time, and I checked my mail last night, and I just like had this package, and I was like, "What the crap?" And it was like addressed to me. I was like, "I didn't order anything. What is this?" And I opened it up, dude, and I'm pretty sure my uncle sent this to me, dude. So it's just like a ton of like his own writing and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's just like a bunch of Jim Morrison's like um, own writing, and it's all just been like transcribed into this book, and it's like a bunch of pictures of him and his poetry and like stuff like that. I like reading that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's a cool dude. Yeah, yeah. We've always we've always had a cool relationship, so that was really neat of him. Forever 27, man. Forever 27. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check this out. Okay, yeah. Forever 27, dude. The 27 Club. If you haven't heard about this, so there are so many famous like artists and musicians and stuff that died at the age 27. Kurt Cobain, Brian Jones, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison. It's a weird kind of phenomenon. You know what I mean? It's a weird thing to look into. So if you didn't know that, there's a little bit of some obscure, like, I guess, knowledge for you to Amy Winehouse. Yeah, there's been a bunch. There's been a ton. There's been a ton of them. Yeah, and just for anybody that's not aware, it's a weird kind of thing that has happened through history. Famous like musicians and artists and stuff passing away at the age of 27. It's very, very weird. Nintendo Switch sale features. Yeah, that's what we just went over there. I linked that, right? Did I not link that? Yeah, I did. Okay, here we go. 7 games are confirmed for Xbox Game Pass in October so far. It's already a busy month ahead. I would disagree with this. We're only midway through September, but we're already looking ahead to October on Xbox Game Pass as well. Forza Motorsport is a big one. Is the big one, although there are 6 other titles already been confirmed alongside it. One of the highlights is definitely Warhammer 40k Darktide. Why? I'll say this. If you're going to play Darktide, you should be playing it on a subscription service. Look. Fat Shark, the developer of this game, doesn't deserve full price for this game. Whoa. Wrong one, dude. Wrong one. It's sad to see what this has turned into when it's basically the same exact game they've done 2 times prior with the Vermintide series, but they just turned it into the Warhammer universe. Okay? So they've done Vermintide 1 and 2, which is Warhammer universe, same exact genre of game, same exact kind of mechanics and playstyle, and then they make Darktide, and it's pretty bad apparently. And I would say that if you're interested, then the best thing you could do is play this on a subscription service. But for an article to come out and say it's a highlight when it's been reviewed so poorly, I don't know that I would go that far. Be sure to look out for the likes of City Skylines 2, Jusant, and the Lamplighters League. Get more games announced for Xbox Game Pass in October in the near future, but for the time being, here are the more details on the 7 games confirmed for October so far. City Skylines 2 is releasing on Game Pass. Neat. So the Lamplighters League, Warhammer 40k Darktide, Forza Motorsport, City Skylines 2, Miniko's Night Market, Headbangers Rhythm Royale, and Jusant. They have the trailers for all of these. We've seen Headbangers Rhythm Royale. Watch. Have you guys seen this? This looks like this
Product
could be fun.
not yet rated.
Do some community gaming. You guys ready for this?
Team 17. Okay.
Davey, this is your jam. Let's go, dude. Is it Starfield DLC? Not safe for work. What up, Psych?
Team 17.
Yeah, so I'm actually like I'm all down, dude. All down to play some this is like rhythm-based game stuff to play together with people. It looks like a lot of fun. We've seen all the rest of this stuff too, though. So, but if you guys want to take a look at what's coming to Game Pass in October, here you go. He comes in and says, "Not safe for work. WTF? Hi everyone, lurk." Back to lurking. If you like inventory grids, they've made an action roguelike specifically for you. God of Weapons makes playing an inventory Tetris a matter of life and death. What? That is loud. Oh my god, I need it. Oh, dude, this looks dope. That's already out? Oh my god, dude. God of Weapons? Dude, that looks cool. Hold on. Roguelike God of Weapons is for you if you've got some kind of deep-seated need only satisfied by the inventory management that you learned to love way back in Diablo 1 and 2. That's probably why I love this so much. God dang it. The action roguelikes released just this week pit you against ever-escalating swarms of monsters as you climb the levels of a tower. Also a shoo-in for fans of games like Brotato, Soulstone Survivors, and Time Wasters. Following on to the strain of action roguelike games dragged into popularity by Vampire Survivors. Got an addictive dodge in common with a few of those others, something we're seeing more of in the twitchier genre entries. Its standout feature is, of course, the inventory management, where other games in the genre have you collect new powers and upgrades. Perhaps within a limited set of slots, God of Weapons makes you fit them into a grid-based inventory that you can add new slots to over time. That new crossbow seems cool, but do you have room for that awkward shape? Collecting weapons and accessories and strategically organizing them in your inventory is crucial to your survival. Your inventory space is limited, hence before putting in a new item, you'll need to consider its strengths and weaknesses and how it fits into your overall strategy, say developers Archmage Labs. It's not just the weapons to contend with either. God of Weapons also has several classes to play as, each with a set of subclasses to choose from. Thieves, for example, get faster attack speed with sharp weapons, but have weaker projectiles and less armor. Yo, let's look at this. Yo, this is looking cool. God of Weapons. Here, I'll link it. Yeah, that looks dope, dude. Looks sick, dude. Hold on. Okay. There you go. It's linked in chat. It's 84% positive right now. This game looks sick, dude. All right. Don't forget all the Steam Decks are on sale right now, too, guys, if you're in the market for one right now. That is very cool, dude. I'm glad we found that. You can snag Far Cry 6 and the rest of Ubisoft series dirt cheap right now. Far Cry 6 and the rest of Ubisoft's open world FPS series are discounted in a Steam sale, letting you grab some of the best games in the series for dirt cheap. Best Far Cry games can be yours for next to nothing right now, as the entire series goes dirt cheap with discounts offering up to 85% off. From the very first game to the modern Far Cry 6, Ubisoft series has something for everyone who enjoys open world FPS games. You can grab whichever of them takes your fancy without breaking the bank thanks to a big Steam sale. That goes over just a lot of info about the different Far Cries. On Steam, Far Cry 6 is $15. New Dawn is $8. Far Cry 5 is $9. Far Cry Primal is $7.50. Far Cry 4 is $6. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon is just under $4. Far Cry 3 is $5. Far Cry 2 is $3. And original Far Cry is $3. Let me see this real quick. Yeah, it's pretty cheap. Blood Dragon, that's the only one I've never really played any of the Far Cry games. But I have Blood Dragon, and that's the one that I really want to play. Because of just like the whole like neon 80s wild vibe of it. You know what I mean? Let's see this though. You can probably get all of them bundled. Let's see what the I have a good amount of these actually, but I don't think they're on my Steam platform. Far Cry bundle is $40 and you'll get like all of them, I think. But yeah, so all this is on sale right now on Steam if you're interested. I think I own a few of these actually on Ubisoft's platform. Out of the blue, 7-year-old FPS Titanfall 2, which is supposed to be a banger of a game that I've never played. It was just on sale, dude. On Steam for like $3 too. Has fully working multiplayer again. And if you didn't know, Apex Legends came from this IP. This is where Apex Legends is from. It came from this universe. Dare we hope Respawn is planning something special? Beloved Robot Friend Simulator and first-person shooter Titanfall 2 has had a matchmaking problem for years. Yep, exactly, Vault. Even after its previous server issues were fixed, players would still be disconnected if they had to queue for any length of time. And given that Titanfall 2 came out in 2016, it's pretty likely you'd be waiting in that lobby for a while. Surprisingly, an official update has appeared out of nowhere and it got it working again. Players are now flooding back, with Titanfall 2 hitting a peak player count of 22,000, dude, in the last 24 hours. What's more, the featured playlist rotation has started being updated again, and weapon loadouts in the 1v1 Coliseum mode have changed. Meanwhile, the patch notes for a recent Apex Legends update includes a sly nod to its predecessor, Titanfall. Patch notes for the Harbingers event concluded with the words, incoming transmission, subject, Nessie, and 3 numbers. I'm not reading all those. Those numbers are the Unix timestamps for the release dates of Titanfall, Titanfall 2, and Apex Legends. Does this mean we should expect a new announcement regarding the wider Titanfall Apex universe? Since finding out that Respawn canceled Titanfall 3 in favor of going Battle Royale and Apex Legends, the Titanfall community has largely given up on there ever being another game in the series. That doesn't mean it isn't possible. The odds of something, some kind of Titanfall-themed seasonal event crossover in Apex seems more likely. Maybe they'll add wall running or even Titans. Titanfall 2 is still on sale, is it? Hold on. It is, dude. It's still on sale. Check it out. It's still on sale. It is, the base game is just over a day left of time. It is $3 still. The DLC I don't know how much of that would actually be worth. But mixed, mostly positive. That one's $13. Very positive. Positive. You might look into those and just see. But the base game itself just being $3 right there. Not bad, dude. Not bad at all. Overwhelmingly positive, guys. This is a game that's 95% rated of over 8,300 reviews. You know what I mean? It's supposed to have a really cool, really good campaign. 86 rating on Metacritic. This has been a notable game for a long time. So if you're interested, there's a link for it on Steam. You've got just over a day left to grab Titanfall 2 if you want to play around with it. All right. An unprecedented Destiny glitch is letting players craft game-breaking Franken-guns like machine gun grenade launchers, and Bungie says, let's all have some fun. I think they needed to do something like this with, so if you guys didn't hear, it's like their legendary shard stuff or whatever. They basically just got rid of all of that stuff in Destiny 2. The currency, that economy's been broken for a long time. And they just recently announced that they're finally just dissolving all of that currency very soon. Which I don't think was something that turned off the community, really. I think a lot of the community expected it in some capacity. So it's not like the community's like outraged or anything. But it's still sucky to see a game that has a long-standing community have to deal with an economy that's just turned to crap. And the only way they can fix it is by just getting rid of it. That's never a good look. And so Bungie's probably just doing some stuff to like let the community have some fun and take away some of that visibility from the bad things that are happening right now. So it's always a challenge managing a meticulously crafted MMO sandbox, but Destiny 2's eternal struggle for a meta no one will whine about has been absolutely turned on its head by yesterday's discovery of Franken-guns. Thanks to a crafting glitch, players have been churning out ungodly firearm chimeras to melt raid bosses in seconds. Bungie's taken it in stride, acknowledging the absurd fun of it all, but it's also quickly rolling out a fix to bring all of those wacky guns to heel. Destiny content creator Elder Statesman, Lunico, I'll talk about that in a second. Dotto has a video highlighting the situation and some standout chaos guns, including various assault rifles, firing grenades, and a plethora of multi-stage bosses crumbling like crepe paper. The community's go-to combo seems to be giving weapons the shotgun trait aggressive frame. The perk is responsible for those shotgun spread of 12 pellets, and when applied to, say, a grenade launcher, you're all of a sudden firing 12 explosives with every pull of the trigger. Nice. Chaos began with a clip from a user on Chinese social network, Bilibili. While crafting weapons, they accidentally combined a perk from the exotic grenade launcher Dead Messenger with the fusion rifle Mida's Reckoning, producing a weapon that could one-shot difficult champion enemies no sweat. Video was then shared to YouTube with commentary by Destiny 2 content creator Cheese Forever, which set off a race to replicate the exploit. Hard to determine who first cracked the code, but there's a video from Hirna providing a step-by-step guide on how to replicate the glitch with the specific example of doubling up on the eager edge trait, usually limited to just one instance, and a single sword to create a lunge machine capable of launching you halfway across a given map with one swing. Interesting. The glitch seems to involve effectively juking the craft menu, rapidly switching from one weapon to the other to get the splicing to occur, and is most easily performed by capping D2 at a low Destiny 2 at a low frame rate. Bungie has stated they will not ban or otherwise discipline players for glitching their guns. Weekly Uber competitive trials of Osiris mode has proceeded as usual, funky guns and all. In order to bring the game back down to earth, Bungie's rolling out 2 hotfixes. First is going to be deployed before the end of this weekend. Will lock players out of using any crafted weapons, with a second coming later that will reset outlier crafted weapons instead of deleting them entirely. Overall, it doesn't seem like a bad weekend to be a Destiny player. Frankengun shenanigans are reminiscent of the game's infamous laser tag weekend when the bugged trace rifle Prometheus lens took the game by storm with its instant deletion beams. Yeah. All right. Interesting. Yeah, so I didn't play Destiny 1, but I did play Destiny 2 on release. And I played Destiny 2 on release. And I heard Destiny 1 was good. And I was psyched about playing Destiny 2. Destiny 2 released on PC, which was a big deal to me. And so I bought it. And I bought an enhanced version of the game, which gave me like some initial DLC that was supposed to be coming out and stuff like that. But the DLC didn't really come out fast enough, and I got bored with the game. So I was also very busy at the time with a lot of life stuff. And I switched over, played some other stuff, got busy with career stuff, and then Bungie switched their servers over, and I lost all my stuff. So I paid, I don't know what, even over base AAA price for the game, for the enhanced version of the game originally, for a game that ended up becoming free to play. Lost my entire account because while they emailed me or whatever, I didn't see it in time, or I saw it and forgot about it or whatever. And I think so. I actually went back and played Destiny 2 here recently, and while I mean the game was always cool, what Bungie has done with the game monetization wise is really, really gross. You know, yo Timon, what's up, dude? What's up? What you doing, buddy? Yo, I saw the cultic thing, man. Thanks. So I think that while they even did the they did a sale recently where you can get like the DLC on sale and stuff like that. But it's like, dude, I'll just bring it up. So basically they made Destiny 2 into it's not even free to play. It's like free to try. You go in there and you play that game now and you just get face slammed with like, oh, you want to do this content? Go buy the DLC. You want to do this content? Go buy this DLC. You want to do this content? You need this DLC. And it's just prompt after prompt after prompt. You know what I mean? And then you go look, and it's this situation. You know what I mean? Where now, granted, you're probably not gonna have to pay like, and this says a DLC is $564, right? You're not gonna have to pay that much. To be fair, you'll probably have to pay somewhere closer to like $300 or something to get all the DLC in the game. But that's as if that wasn't enough. You know, yeah, Cappy, I know that's a stupid amount of money already, anyways. Well, what's up, Cappy and Timwin, man? Happy Sunday, guys. The thing that is also gross is like I think it's the Witch Queen DLC. The Witch Queen DLC, I think it's this DLC that you buy, or there's one of these that you buy, and you still can't even join in on the raids and stuff because you have to use real world currency to buy their premium currency for the game to buy keys in game to go join the raids or whatever. It's really gross, dude. Like all this DLC they made, you know what I mean? And again, for me, I mean, I bought into this game originally at an enhanced price point, and then they switched servers because they got off of Blizzard's platform, and my account was just dissolved. So all my money was lost in the first place, even though I paid for this game up front. You know what I mean? Yeah. That was like Cyberpunk for me for a long time. I've become very outspoken about that experience. You know what I mean? Or the release of that game and everything now. I mean, there are things like that that happen all the time. You know? Yeah, that's funny. That's funny, Gabby. You mean because it looks like a rock? uh, or what? Um, yeah. Oh no. Yeah. No. Yeah. So I don't know. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, this is like I said, I went back and played this here recently, and I think that a lot of what they've done with the game is neat. It's um, it's a cool game. It's pretty fun. It feels pretty good. I think Bungie's a pretty solid developer. Boy, this is some scummy stuff, dude. So that's a lot. I mean, as if all the DLC, monetization stuff wasn't enough. Like it's just riddled with in-game like premium currency stuff and everything like that too. And it's like, God dang, bro, just really, really, it's a huge turn off for me. So I don't know. Fault. Yo, check this. World's biggest mod site bans pronoun removing Starfield mod. We stand for diversity and inclusion. Yes. Hello again, Paradox of Tolerance, my old friend. Yep. Nice, dude. As is usually the case with Bethesda RPG, Starfield is a dream for modders. There are bugs to fix, a clunky UI to replace, and plenty of wide open spaces to fill with nonsense. Our list of the best Starfield mods is growing, and there's still plenty left to do. It's not all creativity and wonder, however. Someone made a mod that removed the option to select your character's pronouns from Starfield's character creator, and uploaded it to popular mod hosting hub Nexus Mods, which then deleted it. Good. The thing that's so stupid is like, why are people so upset about it? The thing that's like, developers giving as many people as possible, as many options as possible to be who they want to be in a game is what should be there. You know what I mean? It's part of RPG evolution. giving as many options as possible to play whatever kind of character you want to play. So, people throwing a fit about the fact that you can actually select pronouns in the game is actually asinine. Just pick whatever, you want to use for your character and move on, dude. What's the big flipping deal, dude? Wait, I'm personally on the side that mods like this is fine. It only impacts you. Well, I think the bigger issue here is that the platform itself that is hosting this mod feels like they are an inclusive platform, and if they were to include it on their platform, it would make them look like, right, they are not supporting that kind of notion. You know what I'm saying? Which is why they don't want it to be there. So I'm sure you can go find that mod on some other sites or whatever, but for them personally, the people that run that site, they don't want to have that kind of perception about them. So they don't want it there, and I respect that. The thing that's asinine about it is that, like I said, dude, I play some RPGs where I make a character fairly close to representing me as an individual in real life. Sometimes it's loosely based on who I am. Sometimes it is nothing even remotely close to me because I create something just out of the blue. Like with Elden Ring, where I created a female character that had I literally made the face, trying to make the face of that character look like they had sucked on a black hole lemon. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where it's like, the more options that people can have for what they want their character to be, who they want their character to be, then great. The more people can be represented, and the more variety people can have in creating whatever character they want to have in a game to play. Even if they don't want that character to be representative of themselves, if they just want to play some character they make up in their head or whatever. You know what I mean? And so, in my opinion, for a role-playing game where you have character creation, the more options you have, the better. And the people that throw a fit about there being options, a wide variety of options, whatever those options may be, just because it doesn't fit their persona, can get bent. They don't have to pick those things. So what are they throwing a fit about? Just pick what suits you and move on. It's the same thing as people being worried about how other people live their lives whenever it doesn't affect them or whatever. You know what I mean? People out there just trying to live their best lives, whether it be, people always concerned with other people's issues of race or gender or sexual preference or whatever, when it really doesn't have anything to do with it. They're just upset because somebody's different than them. And I understand what you're saying, Timwin. Mods do crazy kinds of mod stuff all the time and whatever. But for the platform that is hosting mods, if a mod comes out that is against what they believe in and is going to make them potentially be perceived as something against their morals and ethics that they stand for or whatever, then I'm totally about them not allowing that mod to be available on their platform. That makes sense to me. It's, just the same thing as like the way that I run this community. You know what I mean? And we're a very inclusive, very welcoming, very safe spot for people. Yeah. And if anybody comes in here with the kinds of sentiments and things that don't necessarily coincide with the way that we run this community, then I really nip that stuff in the bud pretty quick. You know what I mean? Because I don't want people to get the perception or notion that what we do here is anything aside from the way that we handle business. You know, I don't want people to get things twisted about the way that we handle ourselves here. So that's just the way that platform is doing the same exact thing. Gotta wear the business socks so people know you're for real. That's right, dude. That's right. Sank keeps coming in. He'll be lurking, dude. He just drops a bomb and in chat, and then it lurks out again, dude. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. What else was going on in chat here? It's business time. That was for Psych. So, can you choose in Starfield to not have your pronouns public? I don't even know. As a woman, I can get a bit uncomfortable with people knowing I'm female in a game. Well, and that's another. I mean, that sucks too. Yeah, that sucks too. I thought they gave you the option of even not. I mean, don't they give you the option of just not choosing? I thought they gave you the option of just not choosing as well. But yeah, it's just a single player game though. Yeah, it's not like you're like in there playing with other people and stuff, right? So it doesn't really matter. But I mean, I can understand. I mean, you bring up a good point, Cappy, right? I mean, we've seen a lot of research stuff in the gaming industry. Here's what's crazy. This is what's crazy. So we live in a world, we've seen a lot of research where half of gamers are women and appropriate, right? It makes sense. We've seen research where it was like there were like all these like stupid dudes that were like calling out this research for being skewed or wrong, and saying that because they showed of console players, people that owned consoles, how many of them were women and how many of them were men. And there are more women Switch owners and players than men, and almost as many on PlayStation and Xbox as well. It was in like the 40% range for women versus men. So it's really almost a break-even point, middle of the road, right? Yeah, I know, Cappy, and I'm gonna touch on that. And so the thing that's crazy is that like people like for one of these the research that we're showing for like the amount of women that own consoles to play themselves. It wasn't the amount of consoles that have been purchased by women for other people or anything. It was for women that have purchased consoles for themselves to play themselves, And not only that, but and this was like a research that we saw in the news article like 3 months ago or something. It's on our YouTube channel, I think. It's really nice. Nice, Gabs, nice. And then we've seen other research things where there would be like they've taken men to play in online competitive environments and stuff, right?
Sure.
They've taken men, they've put them into competitive online environments and tracked the way they played with team members, right? And the way team members coordinated with them, communicated with them, things of that nature. And then put them on a voice changer to make them sound like a woman. And the way they were treated, like 70 to 80% of the time after that, was horrendous. Which is so stupid. It's so crazy. That it's sad, really. You know, it's so sad that just because of somebody's gender, they get treated differently in a world that just everybody should be able to enjoy and love and be a part of and have fun with, because that's what it's really about, right? Gaming's always been about us having fun and enjoying spending time together, playing games in a multiplayer environment, whether it be local or LAN setups back in the day, or now, you know, online multiplayer is just everywhere, you know? It's so gross, dude. It's so gross to see how people are treated on the constant for anything that they can be discriminated against. And women gamers are absolutely discriminated against in a very, very large capacity, dude. It sucks. It sucks. Which is why, you know, usually, and I'll be fair, let me be honest here. Every year so far, we've watched like women in gaming and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, it's filled with a lot of fluff content that gets really boring for me. But I support women in gaming, dude. I support everybody in gaming, man. And I think it's appropriate that we do that thing. And it's so gross to know that people get discriminated against for stupid stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I can understand why people would not want their pronouns out there. You know what I mean? Or don't want their voice out there, or don't want their picture out there, or something like, or want them to actually appear to be something entirely different than who they normally, or who they are in real life, just so they'd be treated different. But that is such a sad flippin' notion, dude. What a sad thing for people to have to deal with, you know? Yeah, because I mean, yeah. So thanks, Vault. Thanks. I mean, because they all kind of came related there, because one got brought up, and then Cappy kind of related one into another, and so I got on a bit of a talk there for that. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, Vault. Yeah, quite often. Yeah, it's really, really disgusting. It's really gross. I hate it. I hate it. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I've got sisters, dude, and none of them have ever been as big into gaming as I am. But we always played games together. You know what I mean? We always played games together, and I always thought that was awesome. You know, and now also, I mean, I've got a daughter, and she likes to game. You know, and it saddens me, dude, that, you know, it saddens me knowing that my daughter is going to have a harder time in online gaming environments than I will, just because of the difference in our gender, you know? That sucks so bad. It's really gross, man. So we'll finish reading the rest of this. Thanks, Gabs. Yeah, I agree. So we'll read the rest of this. We got a bit sidetracked with that conversation. I mean, it's appropriate. It falls in line with what we're talking about here. But even if you play Starfield, you might not remember it even has the option to change your character's default pronouns. It's a low-key choice that only gets brought up as you finalize your character. And yet it's been the subject of bizarre rants like streamer Hill versus, we heard about this, Hill versus Babyface screaming, "Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Well, guess what? Pronouns." Yeah, this was weird, dude. It was disheartening to see that Starfield, a game I had eagerly anticipated, had incorporated woke elements that detracted from the immersive experience. What an ignorant idiot, dude. Nexus Mods confirmed that it had deleted the mod, saying hosting this mod was not for us. and it is certainly within our rights to not host content on our platform. In a statement to 404 Media, it's not a political statement or an alignment to one side or the other in cultural war. We stand for diversity and inclusion in our community. The removal of diversity while appealing to many does not promote a positive modding community. Perfect. Easy. As the paradox of tolerance explains, the one thing an open and tolerant society cannot permit is intolerance. When bigotry goes, no! When bigotry goes unchallenged by a community, that community becomes intolerant. That is a perfect quote, dude. I love this statement. Previously, Nexus Mods has banned mods that replaced Pride flags in Spider-Man Remastered and temporarily banned U.S. political mods during the 2020 election. On both occasions, nothing of value was lost. A reinforcement that this has been the best course of action has been some of the hatred, vitriol, and threats of violence coming from a very, very small minority of the community. Nexus Mods went on to say, frankly, we are not sad to see them go. That's what it's about, dude. Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah. Kathy, you talk about the game all the time. I've never played it. If you guys want to see more on this here, I know that we kind of spread that out quite a bit there. But there it is. Steam sale discounts $500 worth of games for $25 US. A new Fanatical, thanks to Fanatical, and a new bundle has been discounted 95%. What is this? The Killer 27 bundle is available. 20 different games, some of which are fairly notable, and most of which support the Steam Deck. The bundle features the following games: Sniper Ghost, Warrior Contract, Sniper Elite 4 Deluxe Edition, Troublemaker, King's Bounty 2, Sir Whoop-Ass, Immortal Death, Zombie Army Trilogy, Iron Harvest, Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered, ICBM, Lost Castle, Wayward, Internet Cafe Simulator 2, Dreamscaper, Terror of Himosaurus, Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion, Nadir, a Grimdark Deck Builder, Cinco no Ronde 2, Finding Paradise, Wolfenstein 3D, and Totally Reliable Delivery Service. So, this has a link for the Fanatical site if you want to see that bundle and everything. All right. This is kind of the last thing we're doing today. Unless anybody has anything to add for us to go over, then I'm just going to kind of look at some reviews of some games that have released here recently and take a peek at this, see how they're doing, and then we'll move on and play some games today. I'm really interested. I'm really interested in this game, dude. God of Weapons. This looks so dope, dude. So who knows, man? We might we'll play more AK Oxalotl today. We'll play more AK Oxalotl, but I'm interested. Wait, what? Yo, Davey, yeah. Mathematical, bro. Radical mathematical. So, Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars is looking pretty banger, dude. This is a game that came out at the end of last month, so a couple of weeks now it's been out, and it's very traditional, old school RPG. It's like a retro styled modern. It's a modern take on retro style RPGs. Think of something like Chrono Trigger, something like that, right? Oh, nice. Sorry, bro. Sorry I didn't catch one, dog. Thanks, man. So apparently this is looking really good, dude. We have people in the community that have played it, said it's really good. Davies won. Our buddy Cash just played it too and said it was awesome. So I think you're going to get probably roughly like 20 hours out of this, somewhere around there. give or take a little bit. But apparently this is a very, very, very good take on a modernized version of like a retro-styled RPG. So if you're interested, Sea of Stars is looking great. Metascore, 88 Metascore is better than Starfield. Okay. that's a better score than Starfield has. All right. Just to give you an idea. Lies of P. Lies of P is doing all right now. The thing for Lies of P is that it's we're not going to get user scores for a couple of days still. So that's what I'm interested in. We looked at a review yesterday, like an article that was reviewing it. It looked pretty good. Metascore right now is pretty solid. Some other sites have it looking pretty good too, and I really hope it is. Obviously, this is, if you're not familiar, Lies of P is like story of Pinocchio in like a Soulsborne setting, and apparently right now it's looking pretty good. And I think the big tell is going to be getting those user reviews, which on Metacritic and Steam we'll get within the next couple of days. So we'll take a look at that too, okay? Mortal Kombat, oh my god, dude, what? Bro, what's happening? Are they just getting review bombed? What's going on? So Mortal Kombat 1 just released. And out of 22 critic reviews, it's at an 84. This is something always concerning. I'm always worried about this on professional review sites, where you see like a Metascore or a professional score that's going to be fairly high, and then the user score is way below. Not even close, not remotely close. What's happening, dude? They're getting review bombed by Russia. They're getting review bombed by Russians, dude. Russia can't play online, dude. People from Russia can't play online. It's exactly what's happening. Yep. Yep, they're getting review bombed. I didn't even know they were doing this. Mortal Kombat 1 review bomb for blocking Russian players from online matches. MK1 players in Russia and Belarus say they can't access online play or pre-order bonuses despite being able to in the stress test. Ooh, gross. NetherRealm has seemingly blocked online functionality for Mortal Kombat 1 in Russia and Belarus, joining the boycott put in place following the invasion of Ukraine last year. However, players in these regions say they were able to play online during the stress test, therefore bought the game expecting to be able to use these features on launch day. Okay, Gabs. We'll see in a bit. The Metacritic pages for Mortal Kombat 1 are flooded with frustrated players, complaining that they can't claim the Shang Tsung pre-order bonus or even play through the invasion mode. Doesn't seem that NetherRealm or Warner Brothers warned players in Russia and Belarus that this would be the case, leaving fans in these regions frustrated, spamming the Metacritic pages with 0-star reviews. Despite their frustrations, Russian-speaking fans online had already noted that Mortal Kombat 1 was incredibly difficult to purchase in the region. In most cases, these would-be players would have had to buy the game through a Steam, PlayStation, or Xbox account set in another country. Still, the fact that the stress tests had worked just fine led many to believe that they could still play online as usual as long as they bought the game from another region's storefront. Due to the backlash, the PS5 version of Mortal Kombat 1 sits at a 5.8 out of 10 on Metacritic, and it's still falling. Yeah, dude, as you just saw, it's at a 3.3 right now. Warner Brothers hasn't responded to these complaints, but given the boycotts in Russia and Belarus are incredibly commonplace now, it's unlikely it will. And even more unlikely the decision will be reversed. Pre-order bonuses are unlikely to be refunded too, as they would have had to be bought in other regions. Oh, sorry. That could access them. This is hardly the first time a game has pulled support from Russia and Belarus. Recently, Russian language support was dropped from Starfield. Now that the game is out, many are saying that they can't buy the game in the region at all. Yeah, okay, so if the game isn't even available in the country, then people can't complain about... Here's the thing, like, so people can't complain about not having online access if you're not supposed to be able to buy the game in that region. Like, you know what I mean? It's not the way that works. But, I mean, it feels bad. I'll say this. I am not, you know what I mean? Like, I've like, the invasion of Ukraine by Russia is terrible. And, I've been hoping for a long time it would end. Unfortunately, it's gone on for far too long. Don't get me wrong. Like Ukrainians have suffered massively because of this. Unfortunately, there are also a lot of people in Russia that are citizens that are also suffering from the ramifications of their country deciding to invade Ukraine, even though they are against it, you know? I think people need to understand that because the regime, the Russian regime has decided to invade Ukraine, and this goes for any other act that happens like this from a government or a regime or any kind of entity like that, when they decide to take a wartime action against another country, all the citizens of that country are not for that principle. There are going to be a lot of people that don't agree with that. Unfortunately, in a country like Russia, a communist state and stuff like that, if you are outspoken about it, you're going to pay the price. Your family's going to pay the price, stuff like that. So it's a very tough thing to deal with. So I would just say keep that in mind. And this is, the world of gaming, the world that we love. There are people over there that still want to, that don't agree with the fact their country has invaded Ukraine. They think it's terrible, and they're paying the price. And well beyond anything that has to do with gaming, you know what I mean? There's been a lot of things that have been shut off to Russia because of this, and they're not a proponent and an advocate of what Russia's doing in invading Ukraine. I think people need to try and keep that in mind, that it just because the regime and the government of a country has decided to take some kind of wartime action doesn't mean that everybody that's a citizen of that country feels that that's okay. They're not in line with what their government's doing or whatever, you know what I mean? It's just a fact. It's the way it goes. So it feels bad. There are a lot of people that want to play this game. They can't play this game. That's really what it comes down to. It's it's a struggle. It's a tough thing to address, right? Tough thing to address. because here's what ultimately this comes down to. Most businesses have pulled out of doing any kind of business in Russia because they want to show support for Ukraine. And rightfully so. It's never going to feel good to anybody in Russia, especially the ones that are not a proponent of their country going to war against Ukraine, invading Ukraine. And, but that's the way this goes, and again, I mean, war is terrible, dude. War is terrible. It is a massively nasty thing. It is is going to be an altering event for the Ukrainian country, its citizens, all the people that live there, their friends and family. It's going to be, something that is just catastrophic to deal with for a long time, and it's terrible to see. I mean, war. And look, man, that's not the only war is going on all over this world all the time. There are long-standing wars, civil wars, things like that we don't talk about because it's not as, prominent in the news and stuff. And it's just such a terrible thing to see. War, people just getting slaughtered, and I don't know, man. Need more love, dude. But that's not the way things usually work. So that's basically what's going down with Mortal Kombat 1, though. So kind of brutal, which I guess is kind of the premise of that game anyways, right? So I guess does that fall in line there? All right, man. Good news segment. Good stuff, good stuff. Let's get some tunes popping off here. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Nice, nice. You guys rock, dude. Happy Sunday. I'm really kind of twisted. I want to play this God of Weapons game, but we'll definitely be playing some AK Oxalotl here in a second. So we're gonna move out of this video gaming news stuff. We're gonna go play some games for the rest of the day. I hope everybody's weekend's going very well. It's good to see everybody. Thanks for being here and being a part of it today. For anybody that might be hanging out, getting to view the news segment this morning, that's not normally a part of what we do, not very familiar with our content. We start off all of our streams 6 days a week, every day but Wednesday. We start off at 6 a.m. CST, roughly 6 a.m. CST, CDT, with video gaming news before we immediately kind of segue over into playing games for the rest of the day. So all of our previous video gaming news segments, all of our gameplays that we've done, playthroughs, our crazy, wild, fun clips and highlights that we've developed here as a community. All that content's out there on the Twitch channel and the YouTube channel, so go check out that content. And if you're enjoying it, and this seems like the place for you, if you're somebody that's just a good person trying to live your best life, you enjoy video games, and you want to come hang out in a cool spot where people can be civil and accepting of one another's differences, then this is probably the spot for you. So come hang out with us, man. We're always looking for more cool people to be a part of what we do, and I don't know. I guess that's kind of the jam. But happy Sunday, guys. Happy weekend. I guess other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind. We'll be back at it again tomorrow with the September 18th edition of Video Gaming News. But we're going to go play some games now. All right.